All right, welcome back to the AJ cast. We are doing a little 3-week hunting trip actually. And this first week we're in South Dakota, hunting public land. We've got Mason, videographer here, 19 years old. And we're actually joining up with my buddy Ben and his friend John. I've never met John before, but we're gonna meet up with those guys. They're bringing their boat just in case. We're gonna be on the Missouri River in South Dakota, like the Owyhee Reservoir. Missouri River cuts through the middle of the state. A ton of public land around here, some really interesting stuff. I've never hunted out here before. Ben used to live in this area, so he's gonna basically show us around a little bit. There's a ton of deer supposedly, might be some mule deer. And if we don't get a mule deer or a whitetail in the first few days here, we're actually going to bop out to the western part of South Dakota and go strictly mule deer hunting. So I think Ben is staying till Tuesday. So we're going to be hunting Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning. And again, hopefully we get one by then, but you never know. If we don't, we'll shoot over to the western part of the state. So either way, it's going to be fun. Montana's after that. Stay tuned for some fun episodes after that. 3 weeks of hunting solid coming up, hardcore. We're gonna be just living on the road. Hopefully getting some deer, hopefully seeing some antlers, getting some cool footage. Let's do it.
First morning of our hunt, Mason and I split up. I went over to a hilltop over there and glassed. I saw a small buck 144 yards away, but it was really small. Mason here though, he's found like a bachelor herd of what, 5 bucks, maybe 6?
Yeah.
We can both see them right here. They're probably 300 and 400 yards away. Maybe even 500, I don't know, but the problem is they're working directly into the wind, and the wind is very, very faint and it's pretty open. But I can see that one right there.
Yeah, there's a few smaller ones still back there.
Yeah, so the wind's not supposed to pick up for another hour or two. But we're gonna see what we can do here, because a couple of them are real decent. And it sounds like Mason even got some footage, which is pretty cool, of them sparring and stuff, so. It's a good start, a really good start. It doesn't look like a good mule deer spot, but whitetails are amazing. And we've always got Montana coming up next for mule deer. So we saw those bucks this morning. Great way to start a day, by the way. I think there was maybe 5. I wasn't there the whole time, but I think what happened, when we snuck around here, and they're nowhere to be found. I mean, we've been here for like an hour looking for them, just slowly working around, looking over little hills. I think they saw the shiny tops of our vehicles up there, and they got nervous, and they probably doubled back in towards where they had come from, which is good because that puts them here on this peninsula and doesn't put them like into no man's land way over that way. So we'll see if we can bump into those again later, but for now we're going to actually walk up to no man's land and see, because we see some deer from a long ways away and they might be mule deer, but we're not sure. So we're going to go look around and just start the afternoon phase where we're just kind of scouting. That's what these does were doing. We just saw 2 does. They were totally on that water hole. They're out pretty early, but we're pretty remote, so it makes sense. And then they just crossed the road and went down to where we were sitting. We're gonna go a little further in because I think the buck is gonna come out later and he's gonna be further in. Doesn't surprise me that Ben's not back.
Yeah.
Surprises me that John's not back. We're pretty close to each other.
True.
Let's just double check. Yeah, first ones, dude. Nothing, man. How about you?
I had one doe,
Yeah?
but it was 80 yards behind me.
Goes down by the river.
Yeah. So I got all the way into the reeds and I started getting a little muddy. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I turned around and there's something that looked like some sort of path. So I went like 15, 20 yards, hid behind a tree.
Yeah.
Was looking towards the river. And then all of a sudden I turned around and was like, is that a deer? It is a deer.
It was on this, it was on the far
Yeah,
side.
it was on the, yeah, it was behind me.
It was on that trail that we went across probably.
Yeah. So I turned around,
Yeah.
I like put my hand on the log and like gave in and made a huge crack. And I turned around and he's just like, I see you.
Yeah. Just hang in there for a minute and we start boiling now. Boils, it's like aggressive, man.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, it's a little boil. It's like, yeah, well, I have
And we kept going. Wow, this is even better.
Yeah, the phone does a good job of this stuff.
I can see already where they're gonna be coming in from.
Awesome.
On the prairie dog?
Yeah.
Now when you're on him, he sees us. check this out. We're hunting on like a transition here. Just looking for bucks. We're getting away from like the main areas where there's just does everywhere, and we're trying to find like the bucks, especially the big ones. And what I was looking for is these transitions. You can see there's like a clear transition between some sparse trees and willows and some bigger aspens. We didn't know these were aspens, but that's what they are. As soon as we hit this transition, we immediately found 2 rubs. This is the first 2 rubs we've seen. I'm looking for rubs because I want to find the home area, the home bedding area of this bigger buck that's in here. There's some huge tracks in here. Huge. Found this vaccine out here. I mean, we're way out here. I mean, like at least a mile, 2 miles from the nearest road. Like modified live virus. It's ridiculous. It's so weird. Nothing like a little vaccine in the morning when you're out in the woods. Yes.
Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. We've been hunting hard. Honestly, not seeing too much. We've been hunting bucks instead of does. And buck hunting is hard. I mean, you got to get in the thick stuff. And with the bow, you either see them and you get one, or you don't see anything. And we've been kind of leaning on the don't see anything side. John and Ben have seen some. They've had a few opportunities at does. Ben had one last night. He had a doe at 20 yards just feeding. It actually fed up to him about 5 yards, but it was a really small doe. And he probably would have shot a doe because it was his last evening, but it was really small, basically a fawn it sounds like. But we're buck hunting. We haven't seen any yet. We've got some cool footage of snakes. We've got some cool footage of turkeys. We've seen a lot of wildlife actually. We saw a porcupine we didn't get on film. Coyotes, again, they're too quick for us to get them on film, but we've been seeing some animals, including of course those 5 bucks we saw the first day. That was the highlight at this point. Ben and John took off. We are packing up. We're heading to western South Dakota. Let's go mule deer hunting. I've never done this. It's going to be all public land, and just like this whitetail hunting we've been doing, which is tough. I mean, the deer are on pressured public land, but should be fun. Big country out there. Let's do it. Good morning. We ran into some weather. It's in the 30s. It's raining. It actually snowed a little bit, but the snow has already melted. We slept in till sunrise this morning. It's good. I mean, it's inevitable. You're gonna have some weather. It's good. Get the animals moving. Get the rut kicked up a little. Get the bucks chasing the does. We are officially here in western South Dakota, mule deer hunting. The terrain is awesome. We're in some river bottoms here, a lot of little shrubby pine trees, a lot of dry grassy flats. We're gonna just be looking for them. We wanted some daylight so we can start hiking. We're gonna do a 4-mile hike this morning, and then of course 4 miles back, so 8 miles. Hopefully it doesn't take us that long to find mule deer bucks, but we'll find out here. And if this area is no good, move on to the next one, but that's the strategy for now. See ya out there looking at some bucks.
Mason saw one just working a river, and we kind of got the camera out, and then all of a sudden 3 pop out. So lucky we'll see some antlers. Just keep working on holding this river. Get further and further from the pressure. And our car is, see that drainage ditch down in there? The car is just a little bit to that side of it. Think, dude.
I like it.
It's a hike. Yeah, man. we just went on that knife there. Woo! Yeah, slippy too. All this snow. Inside seeds. Seeds are rock hard, but yeah, tastes good.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Western South Dakota. It doesn't rain very often here, but it's kind of slushy, snowy, rainy last night. We had some bad weather, and even the dirt roads are pretty muddy. It's done a job on our trailer and the car, but we're onto some prairie dogs out here on public land, and we're out here to have a good time. We're hunting, so we're gonna do a little prairie dog management, bow and arrow. Today we're gonna spend a little time here because there's literally thousands of them. So let's get at it. I've got 2 options here. I've got this tip, which just protects me from losing my arrow. And then I've got this special fletching that also protects me from losing my arrow. It's just a regular field tip on this one. About to find out which one shoots straighter. And it's windy.
to sit behind. Some new country here. We drove like 2 hours yesterday to get in this area, western South Dakota. We're just driving around, apparently finding prairie dogs everywhere, but also awesome sunrises, also full moons. We saw a lot of deer driving last night. I know this area. I antelope hunt around here. It's a great area. So our strategy now is just to try and find a mule deer buck somewhere on public land. And we're going to do that by covering a lot more ground, I think. nice.
This is our day of coyotes. This is a walk-in. We were just gonna walk over this hill and look at this valley. Ooh, it smells so bad. But we already saw a live coyote, big one. Now here's somebody hung one on this side. It stinks. Oof.
Lots of coyotes out here.